recognize him? He used to run these streets.
I feel I got like a second chance.
You want to get some of that?
Fuck it. I know I got a second chance.
How you doing, my friend?
I am very well, Alex. Yourself?
Good. I'm literally looking at all of the. You have Matthew Perry and Jennifer Anderson.
Yeah.
You have Jaws. You have The Exorcist. You have.
Yeah. It's always a talking point.
Is that Snatch or is that Rocky?
That's Rocky.
Rocky. Then you got Alien.
Yeah.
And then you got. Is that The Crow or is that The Dark Knight? They're on the other side.
I don't know. Me left from my right.
Yeah. What's the bottom picture? Yeah.
This one here is The Thing.
Ah, The Thing.
It's got Struzan's original sort of poster.
I mean, I'm looking at it like that. I didn't do too bad. I got
yeah,
5 out of 6.
Yeah, it's not bad. Winning. We digress already.
Yeah.
So we're obviously here to talk about your role as Lef. Let's just start off. Lef is not a nice guy, is he?
Well, you say that. I mean, you and the 20 other interviewers before you, they keep saying he's not a nice guy, but I think he's a nice guy.
I mean, you obviously I don't want to give too much away before the movie sort of comes out, but you know, he sort of takes you know, his sort of cousin under his wing, and he's supposed to be looking out for him, but it's not, doesn't treat him very well. And I know there's that kind of arc towards the film's end where you're kind of sort of maybe showing a little bit of care. Again, I don't want to say anything, but you know, he's you know, he's a drug dealer, he's a gangster, and I was just wondering how much of that character came off the page, and how much was your input once you read through working with Phil Allocco on the character?
Yeah. Well, I have no experience of being a drug dealer, so I can tell you that. And I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm from England. So my preparation was purely reliant on the page and on Phil's writing, which was genius. So I'm very grateful to Phil. And I'm also very much in debt to him as a director, giving me the opportunity to kind of explore this character that I was not privy to the world that he lived in. And I think when you are studying a character, especially one who's making decisions that you might not necessarily make, you start to dive into why are they doing that, and you sympathize, you start to find compassion, because that's all you can do, and understand that the circumstances that they're in lead them into the positions of having to make sacrifices and decisions that are not necessarily correct or humane. So Phil was a big part of the development of the character, and you know, a real backbone to how I portrayed the character.
Yeah, I understand. Obviously, Phil had you know, he's a Brooklyn native, and he kind of grew up around this, so that must have been a real kind of wealth of information to help you out, which obviously as an actor, I guess you must love.
Yeah. I mean, I learned literally on the last interview that this was I knew it was like roughly based on his experiences. Apparently there was some very close similarities, should we say, with certain scenes and things that have happened.
Well, speaking of Phil, my colleague Howard spoke to him very recently about the film, and he was full of praise for yourself. And I quote, he was blown away by the amount of work and prep that you put in to get your accent down. He compared you to a Ferrari, I believe, and you were sort of purring. Who did you work with to perfect that? And is are accents something that come easily to you, or do you have to really work hard to get to grips with them?
Well, I'm happy that the money that I paid Phil under the table to praise me worked. You always got to worry with those Brooklyn boys if they'll actually keep to their word if you pay them under the table to say some nice things. I actually was on another movie, and at the weekends I would watch. Harvey Keitel. Harvey
Yeah,
Keitel, as a young man, had a very like prominent Brooklyn accent, and when I was on the other film at the weekends, I would dive into these interviews. I mean, he was very prolific as a young man. Like his the way the things he would talk about and his in inflection and so he also had this strange beard at some point that like I copied, I mimicked in the film,
yeah.
where it's beard like this, and um, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I could not nail down the accent, and I wasn't working with a dialect coach. And when I shaved at the end of the film that I was on, I shaved the sides and had the very big, strange goatee or whatever you want to call it. And then I got on the plane and I arrived on the Sunday. I was starting filming on the Monday, and I was just in a real state of panic because I was like, I don't have the accent. Um, and then I was wearing like a wife beater under my t-shirt because it was freezing in Manchester. And I took my t-shirt off and I was trying on these leather jackets that Phil had like kind of picked out. And I put one on just to see if it fit. And it was the one that I wear in the film. And I can't explain it. Like, it's like this thing that just clicks together. Like everything clicked. And then I just started kind of talking with this accent that I had been listening to repetitively over the like last 3 weeks at the weekends, because obviously I didn't want to interfere with the work that I was doing on the other film. And just the support of the cast, the support of the cast and Phil making you feel comfortable, because you really are going out your comfort zone. I'm been very blessed that I can drop into a general American accent quite quickly, because I've obviously done American films since I was a young kid. But when you start going to specific regions and then specific places where there's even accents in those places,
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking. But yeah.
That's brilliant. I mean, to spend like 3 weekends on it, it's just 3 weekends. I must admit,
Three weekends, 3 weekends, but about 7 hours each day for
but I mean,
days.
I was very impressed with it, and I just wondered if I know you and Luke Evans don't share any screen time, but I wonder if you got any downtime together and whether or not you were comparing sort of notes on how you'd prepped, vocally.
No, he had an amazing dialect coach on the film. I actually didn't even see Luke when I filmed. Either he had wrapped or I was before him starting.
Yeah.
Um, no, he had finished. He had finished the film. I came in the last week and he had wrapped, because he was starting a play that he was amazing in. But I'm friends with Luke. Luke is a dear friend of mine and genius actor. But me and Luke are actually really the only ones that have the Brooklyn accent, and his is much more prominent and strong. I didn't want to. I didn't really want to have that thick Brooklyn accent. Mine is more subtle in its ways.
It's interesting again that we're seeing two Brit actors appearing in these really American roles. What do you think it is, in terms of casting that is so enticing to to American sort of movies?
what is it for Brits to?
Yeah,
Sorry, I said that.
sorry, it's my poor phrasing. Yeah, what do you think it is that appeals to, you know, the casting directors in the States about casting Brits in these really kind of American roles? They're very kind of specific, and
Yeah.
you know, Brits are well known really for carrying off some great accents. Damien Lewis, for example, is a great one to quote. So what is it, do you think, that really appeals, you know, outside the accent itself? What is it that sort of draws casting directors, do you think, in your opinion?
Um, I couldn't tell you, to be quite honest. I mean, the Australians also do it very well. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, Guy Pearce, Margot Robbie, Chris Hemsworth, Luke Hemsworth, like, but there's amazing, incredible American actors as well. You know, I think that we are in a time where there is a lot of opportunity for talent and a lot of opportunity for European talent to tell Americana film. The 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 beauty of what you're saying is actually it also works in the reverse. I mean, if you look at Emma Stone in Poor Things with her British
Yes.
accent, she's incredible, you know. And yeah, I guess it's just being grateful for the opportunity that are being presented for us. And but I think it's a mixture now. I think there's a lot of opportunities for American actors that are coming over and doing European films, which is exciting.
Okay, so I think we're almost out of time, but just one last question. I know you've made a movie with that chap Guy Ritchie. He's been pretty prolific in recent years. You've got the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare coming out soon. What can you
Yeah.
tell us about that, if anything?
As I bite my hand to not give away anything. All I can say is it's a wild, wild movie, my friend. It's Guy's movies are some of my favorite. Sherlock, Man of Uncle, Snatch, Lock, Stock. Like, I mean, to be able to have worked with Guy is obviously an absolute dream, and he is literally a gentleman who is very prolific in his ways. He is a poet, an architect, a writer, an incredible director, filmmaker. And so this movie is something I'm very proud of. I really am. Like, I'm not just saying that. I'm really excited for people to see the movie. If I wasn't in the movie, I'll be the first one to queue up and watch the film. I've seen the movie. If I wasn't in the movie, I'd be the first one to tell everyone to go see it. It's a really, really good film.
Well, I can speak for myself and my colleague Howard that you know, you're not alone in being excited, and I'm sure everybody else will be. Because you know, the trailer it does look great. So, Alex, thank you so much for your time. Best luck with £5 of pressure when it comes out, and best of luck with Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and go and party, my friend.
I know who I am. I know who I can be. And I know I can still do something good.